What should teenagers these days really start paying attention to as they're about to turn 18? Traffic rules. Please, take it TF seriously. Having been driving for about 20 years now, most of the accidents I've seen have been from people following too close. Leave space between you and the car in front of you. You don't realize how fast traffic can stop until it happens and you're halfway through the trunk of the car in front of you. Also, if you brake hard and avoid a collision, the car behind you may be following too close and you get rear-ended. Also, I've seen more than once a car dodge a piece of debris or a stopped car and the person railing too close behind doesn't see it until the other car has merged over and bam. There's really no good reason to tailgate. If someone is tailgating me, I tend to slow down, which is the opposite of what they're probably hoping to achieve, but now I need enough car lengths for me and them. Don't drive like a 12-year-old playing GTA 5. Don't drive if you are drinking. Wear your fucking seatbelt. #WEARIT. Edit. Well, RIP my notifications. Take that advice, ladies and gentlemen. It's never late to do a change for good. And, put your phone away. You can't multitask in what will potentially become your coffin, an aluminium coffin. Behave when you are behind the wheel. Respect traffic laws, wear your F at $$ and amp. Seatbelt, don't get distracted with your phone or something else, and don't be a jerk to someone else, because that could end badly. Remember, your car, be it a measly Daewoo, or the latest model Ferrari, or whatever else, might become a fancy coffin if you, or someone else fucks up. Again, wear your seatbelt. Mind you, I am 16 years old, still under my parents' roof, just finished my first semester of college, and working at my father's shop. This question is filled with golden responses that can get a teens out there out of a rabbit hole of bullshit. Drive safely, Reddit. This doesn't apply to teenagers specifically, but the sooner you get a good routine the better. So I would say learn to take care of your teeth and don't forget to floss. It's easy to look over flossing and not do it, but it's so important and future you will thank you. Edit. For anyone interested in learning proper technique for flossing. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, but don't risk mistakes that will severely compromise the rest of your life. What I see, across cultures and countries, is an enormous pressure to be perfect, so high that no one can ever possibly meet the pressure. So, people make mistakes, as they should. The problem is that the pressure to be perfect makes all mistakes seem the same. Risk losing some money. Risk making relationship mistakes. Risk losing friends. Risk losing a year. Those are fine. Don't risk 6 figures of debt, which means student loans without a degree, good major, and good GPA to show for it. College is a great investment if you also put the time and effort in to succeed. Don't risk disease. Don't risk death. Don't risk pregnancy. Don't risk drug addiction. Don't risk a felony conviction. Take the kinds of risks your 25-year-old self will laugh at. Don't take the kinds of risks your 25-year-old self will curse you for saddling them with. Edit. Clarifying that I'm not saying college is a bad investment, just that you should be smart about it and also put the effort in to make sure the investment pays off. Basically, don't make a mistake that you can't get yourself out of if you need to. This, right here, is gold advice. Smoking. Started with cigs so I could take breaks at work, construction, 22 now and can't quit vaping. Shit sucks. Curious, what field of construction do you work? Be social, but remember friends will come and go. Don't invest in people that won't invest in you. Yep. Get ready for your friend circle to shrink by half or more. And that's okay, because your adult friends will be, hopefully, much healthier and happier for you than your teenaged friends. This. Just being open to new relationships and experiences is half the battle. Learn some basic cooking. Learn how to wash clothes, hang them up, do ironing, etc. You may be moving out soon, so practice the skills you will need. Imagine all the things you would have to do if mum and dad weren't around, then start practicing them. Draw up a budget. Look at how much to rent in the place you want to live, add in food and elec and mobile phone and internet. Don't forget to add bond too. What's bond? Edit. I appreciate all the serious replies, clarifications and extra insights. But also James Bond replies is why I love Reddit lol. Thanks guys, it made my day. This, exactly. My parents were wise and had us kids learn to cook, clean our clothes, and know how to clean the house. It was shocking when I found out how many of my friends didn't know how to do any of these things and struggled with them even though they were elementary to me. taxes, how to vote, how to write emails. I've had to teach several first years at my university how to do this. I get a lot of emails from customers at work. Trust me, plenty of people well over 30 don't know how to write emails. Removed. Another LPT to avoid identity theft is to mess your life up so much that nobody wants to be you. Ask me how I know. Also, be aware of death by 1,000 paper cuts on sites like Reddit. Each individual comment you leave isn't enough to identify you on its own. But if you post for long enough, you will eventually paint a pretty vivid picture of who you are. As a fun exercise, read through my comment history. You will definitely be able to get a very good picture of the kind of person I am, by aggregating all the information I've slowly leaked. Well, it'll be fun for you, but terrifying for me. Don't be like me. Nuke your account every so often. Edit. As you can see, the person I replied to is off to a good start. Listen to your desires and dreams. I'm 28. My goals and dreams now are vastly different than when I was 18. Listen to those changes. For a long time I kept chasing a dream almost because I felt I owed it to my younger self. It's okay for your dreams to change as you age and your circumstances change. Who you are now will not be the same person you were at 23. And as you grow, listen to your internal monologue. Dreams and desire change. Grow with them. Piggybacking off of this, make sure there are some hobbies you really enjoy, and preferably some of which you can do alone, at home. Don't rely on other people for entertainment. How you organize a day without the structure of school. That planned environment is going away fast, and some of your peers are really going to struggle with finding their pace and motivation. Also, procrastination is a bitch. Procrastination and drugs don't mix. I saw so many good people underachieve, fail out, or have to transfer in undergrad because they figured out they can skip class and nobody cared. Edit. Thanks for the positive vibes, everyone. While people seem to be paying attention, let me offer this advice. Go to class and pay attention. Dare I say you should go so far as to participate. It's not even necessary. Just showing up and listening will save you time studying later. You will learn how your professor wants you to regurgitate the information later on the exam. It also helps when they are familiar with you. This is huge when essay answers are possibly the most subjective thing ever. Taking care of your physical and mental health before you fall into the trap of "I don't have time for it." Really sit down and think about how you can better yourself for your own sake. Especially physical injuries. High school. I broke a bone, check out my cool cast adult. I broke a bone, how the hell am I going to drive or work? Also find a primary care physician you like and build your relationship with them. Go to the doctor when you're sick, and don't let it spiral out of control because you are procrastinating going. A visit with a PCP is way cheaper than an visit hospital stay. Authorized user is sort of a cheat code in the credit world. If your parents have decent credit and take care of their shit, see if they'll make you an O on a card and then lock the card up in a box. Being O makes the credit history of the account show up on your credit report. If financial responsibility is a big deal in your house, this can have some major advantages when you're trying to get started. It's totally a cheat code, but it works. I'm 30 and my credit history is 22 years according to my credit report. I remember my mom telling me that she was going to do this, but I didn't really understand what it meant. Thanks, Mom. Don't ask your parents to do this if they have bad credit though. That'll just weigh you down. This is seriously one of the best things that ever happened to me, financially speaking. My parents were kind and thoughtful enough to make me an O on their account, and because of that good credit score, and my good job, I was able to secure a home loan last year at the age of 23. Keep in mind though that I have no student loans or other major debts. I fully acknowledge that this situation is a privileged one. Not everybody has parents with a good credit score and or are willing to make you an O, but it's absolutely something I'd recommend to anyone who has this opportunity. Relationships. As soon as you hit 18, things start becoming real. Don't get married without being sure of your future spouse, don't go unprotected during sex, don't get into a relationship where your other half will get you in trouble with the law. Especially the unprotected sex part. I'm fucking up in all sorts of ways now without being a parent. I can't imagine what it'd be like adding a kid to the mix. Also keep yourself financially separate from a girl, boyfriend as much as possible. I know people that co-signed loans or took on a boyfriend's debt that basically fucked most of their 20s. Even if you don't end up with a debt, it can still hit your credit score bad. You are now risking real jail time. What were once just shenanigans, kids will be kids, are potentially things that will haunt you for a really long time. Anyone over 16 is looking at real jail time if the charge is serious. Your data trail online. Old Instagram and Facebook posts can come back and haunt you during future interviews. Yeah, do a spring clean and nuke everything. In some jurisdictions, Europe, maybe California, you can have things purged under privacy laws. Imagine being mocked for a picture or a post about you that your parents posted online when you were young. Might be funny, but it actually sucks if you think about it. Learn how to take care of yourself. Take full responsibility for everything that is happening in your life. Create big goals and have a life purpose if you have one. Focus on saving money and don't buy stupid shit to impress people you don't even like. A big thing you should learn along with having goals and a purpose is to be flexible. Shit happens sometimes and you gotta know it's okay for plans to change. If you don't know what your life purpose is at 18, it's cool. Just pick something cool and work hard at it. Delete social media accounts if you can't keep it in your pants literally and figuratively. I was an intern this past summer and literally most of what I did was creep through potential hires' social media, including Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't post anything bad on there ever and don't like anything bad on Facebook or Twitter. Getting shit together. 18 isn't the age you should be thinking you're a full-blown adult. Nah. You need to venture into the 20s for that. But between 18 and 21, you just gotta get your shit together. No matter what it is. Financial, mental, physical. Just do whatever it takes to make sure you can fully prosper from stressed-out teen to a battle-hardened grown-up. I was going to say something along these lines. Like, work on being self-aware, self-reflection. As ashamed as I am to admit it, I was very resentful when I joined the adult working world. Everything that wasn't going right for me was because of external factor holding me back. This is simply not true or exaggerated. It gets you nowhere quick. I'd say a lot of these really good suggestions people have on here could be solved by starting with someone who developed a good self-awareness of how they are acting or thinking about stuff coming up in their life. 18-year-olds will get that brutal dose of reality sooner or later. What's critical is how they react to that initial challenge. If you can avoid passing the blame, regardless of if it is within your control or not, it will begin a slow trend towards taking ownership of all aspects of your life. I agree with this. I turned 18 yesterday and this is very helpful. Don't be afraid to walk away from a job person that's toxic. Start saving now, so you can walk away. Community college is your best friend. Go there before doing the last 2 years at a 4 years. Trade schools are just as viable. Ain't no shame in being debt-free at 22. Making 60 plus 3 to 5% of all income should go to retirement starting now. Go open a Roth 401k. I have a 2-year community college nursing degree that I got at age 21, no student debt. Now at 35 I make 6 figures and put a shit ton in savings. I can't yell Roth IRA at young people enough. My business teacher senior year, who I clicked with, convinced me to work my butt off to max out my co-contributions into a Roth IRA. It sucked till I was early mid-20s, working side jobs or paper route to have the $5,500 to do it with, $6K now. But when I retire at 59.5 it will be $2.5 to $3 million. I need to find that teacher and buy him a beer. Best thing a teacher ever forced me to do, well second to loving learning I guess. Develop healthy habits now. Proper nutrition, a steady sleep schedule, regular exercise, etc. You are in a fantastic position to build a healthy lifestyle that will elevate your quality of life for the rest of it. It is much, much harder to change existing unhealthy habits that have been established for years. Most people aren't able to. Give yourself the best chance for a lifetime of health and happiness now. The first few years of your early 20s will fly. You'll one day wake up and be like, I'm 25. I'm halfway to 50. Sleep is a big one. Waking up at 6 a.m. on weekdays and 12 p.m. on weekends can really fuck you up. Learn how to learn. Most of us had no idea how to do taxes, get a mortgage, vote, fix a broken electrical socket, etc. You just need to know where to go to learn things, and I think the younger generations are already exceptional at finding information. but there's some sort of learned helplessness people have, especially those who didn't have to learn things while they lived at home, where if something seems confusing or hard they give up versus actually searching out more information. Sometimes YouTube is great, sometimes you need to call an expert, sometimes you need a class. Example check R. Personal finance to see how many people post about not understanding their car loans or mortgages or just giving up on filing taxes for years because it's hard. Just learn about things before you jump in. I'm 17 and will be turning 18 later this year. So I look forward to reading these responses. Smiley face.